Georgia's been dominating this position on the recruiting trail for the last 5 years ish, maybe longer. Maybe that's about right. But the tight end position for Georgia, they've dominated it on the recruiting trail. It goes Credit goes to Todd Hartley, right? Georgia's tight end coach, one of the best recruiters in college football, right? Has been an assistant with Georgia for a while now, has been an assistant in college football for over a decade, and he's done an excellent job bolstering his group of guys that he has to coach. Ultimately, he is one of the main reasons, right? He is a big reason for why Georgia's been able to get a lot of these guys. And, these assistant coaches have more responsibilities than that. And he's not only recruiting the tight end position, but as the tight end coach, he's done an excellent job. Him, Kirby, Bobo Munkin over the last few years of getting these guys in the door. And then the rest is up to the entire staff and up to the player to develop and to contribute, right? But they've been dominating it. Most recently, you get five-star Ellis Williams, tight end, believes Camden County. I went and watched him play this past season, Black Friday, right? You guys wonder if I grind on here for you guys or for even myself. I spent my Black Friday night going to Mill Creek High School and watching Camden County destroy Mill Creek using the triple option when I was there to watch a 6'7" tight end catch passes. That's not what I went down there and watched. I went down there and saw a triple option disaster for Mill Creek. And he's the next guy in line. Recently, a few days ago, he says, "I'm locked in. Go Dogs." I'm locked in. I hope I'm saying Dogs for you right. I know you guys are always saying I'm saying it wrong. But he says, "I'm locked in." Doesn't plan to go on other visits, other official visits at least. This is another potential freak athlete that Georgia can put at the tight end position. They've already done that over and over again in the last few years, and I think that you're going to see more. And it's just a spot that Georgia has emphasized so much. Why? Why has Georgia emphasized this position so much? One, versatility. These guys can block. These guys can catch. These guys can run. Not all of them are Brock Bowers, who is, in my eyes, in many people's eyes, the best college football tight end they've ever watched play. And there are guys that have come before him that have been excellent. Excellent. You think about really, really good guys. You think about, I don't know. He might be the best. He might be the best one. All right? It's tough, especially with the eye test. They're just recruiting freaks at that position. Darnell Washington, 6'8", 260. Right? He's like LeBron James out there, hurdling people and stiff-arming people. And out there as an extra tackle, you couple him with a Brock Bowers, who's the most versatile tight end we've ever seen and can take a 75-yard handoff to the casa, to the crib, right? I hope you guys are playing some Madden. These are terms you need to know for this new college football video game when you're getting on there, and whether you're a kid watching this or you're an adult, and you're on the sticks and you're going to be playing with Georgia and you're taking one to the house, you better be saying you're taking the ball to the casa. Bad tangent. Ellis Williams is the most recent. In the class before, you get Jaden Riddell. So this most recent class, 2024, Jaden Riddell and Colton Heinrich. Well, guess what? Jaden Riddell looks like a beast. From what I got to see at spring practice, from what I got to see at G-Day, he looks like a guy to me that is, subject to contribute early, but just probably won't. Why? Because of all the guys they have in front of him. And now I know Pierce Spurlin is not playing anymore. Obviously, sad news this spring that, for medical reasons, he won't be able to play football anymore, but he'll still be part of the team. But in that class, in that 23 class, you had Lawson Lucky and Pierce Spurlin. Lawson Lucky is very, very fast. Might be the fastest one out of this group. A little bit smaller, kind of like Bowers, right? Obviously, Bowers was shredded and strong and hard to take down. I think Lawson Lucky's a little bit different, maybe a little bit more of a straight line speed guy. Spurlin was 6'6", super long tight end. Class ahead of that, you get Oscar Delp, who is one of the best pass catchers in Georgia football recent history, right? In high school, right? One of the better pass catchers from a versatility standpoint. Put on some weight, has really played into that role of being a versatile tight end for Georgia. And obviously, before that, you get Bowers, you get Darnell Washington, you get those types of players. And then they go after a transfer recruit like Benjamin Urasek, who was one of the best tight ends in college football a couple years ago and has been dealing with injuries in the recent years, but now he's going to be in a position where he's playing with Carson Beck, the projected Heisman winner. He's playing with an offensive line, to me, the projected Joe Moore Award, playing with receivers and running backs like Trevor Etienne and Dylan Bell and Dominic Lovett. He's never played with this type of talent, and he's going to have other tight ends to rotate with him and other tight ends to be out there to supplement with him. But why do they need these guys? Why do they go after these football players? They like to run a 12 personnel offense. They like to have two of them out there. The versatility of blocking, the play action game. Georgia runs a lot of play action, a lot of rollouts. It's predicated on establishing the run and dominating physically up front. It frees up things downfield for whoever the quarterback is. Obviously, that's Carson Beck now. It's just the type of offense that Georgia plays. It's an efficient one. It's a pro-style one, quote unquote, and it requires two tight ends out there a lot. And you saw how versatile that can be with the Brock Bowers and Darnell Washington. Will they ever come up with a combination like that again? Probably not. And college football might never see a combination like that again. But you think about, what about 2 or 3 years from now when Oscar Delp's gone, maybe Lawson Lucky's gone, and maybe it's Jaden Riddell and Ellis Williams out there at the same time. Jaden Riddell being this 6'4", 6'5", thick, fast, athletic tight end. And then you get Ellis Williams, who's like a 6'7" guy who can go up and moss anybody. You can get that type of versatility. You can get a Lawson Lucky out there. Georgia has not necessarily been known for having the most elite weapons, although Pickens was an elite weapon, James Cook was an elite weapon, Brock Bowers, etc., etc. They had an A.D. Mitchell, but it's not like an Alabama or an LSU where it's like, oh man, we're just stacked at the receiver position. Ohio State, we're just stacked at the receiver and the running back position. For Georgia, it's more so being stacked in terms of the depth and variety you have in weapons. Because you can get a personnel this year, or you know what? Let's just rewind and start it 3 years ago. You had Bowers and McConkey and James Cook and Darnell Washington out there at the same time. Versatility. This year you can get Arian Smith, Oscar Delp, Dominic Lovett, Trevor Etienne out there at the same time. Depth in their versatility. The tight end position makes it easier for Georgia to do that. It makes it easier to run the football. It makes it easier to disguise things when you can put players out there that can block and receive. And you'll see rollout plays where one of the quicker tight ends, I don't know who it would be, it usually would have been Bowers, where they're in the flat and it's just a little quick flat out route, around the line of scrimmage. They like to do things like that. You can't do it if you don't have the personnel. So they've been going out and getting these guys over and over. But just since the 2020 class, just off the top of my head, I don't have it pulled up in front of me. 5-star Darnell Washington. 21, 4-star Brock Bowers. 22, 4-star Oscar Delp. 23, 4-stars Lawson Lucky and Pierce Sperlin. 24, 5-star Jaden Riddell, 4-star Colton Heinrich. He might have been a 3-star. 25, you're going to get Ellis Williams. This is just in this decade. Just in this half a decade. It's not even a half a decade yet. It will be around the time that Ellis Williams rolls around in Georgia to officially be a Bulldog and wear the red and black. But that's what they're doing, and Todd Hartley is doing it better than anybody else, getting these guys together. The other thing about it, though, is you look at the quotes, you look at what Brock Bowers and all these guys have to say. They love Todd Hartley. So, again, why does Georgia dominate? Because they try to be elite everywhere. The assistant coaches, the tight ends, the water boys, everything is down to a T. They're trying to do things in a particular way. This particular thing has helped them win a lot of football games in the last few years. Ryan Curley from Dawg Post, thanks for watching. Link is down below for the newsletter.